Hello, gamers and ghouls. Welcome to Vampire Survivors. Today we're doing a fun little challenge, a little experiment. I've only seen, I think, two other creators. I didn't search super far. I just stayed on the first page of YouTube. I only saw two other videos, two other creators do this challenge, the No Weapon Challenge. The names are slipping my mind right now, but I'll put them up on the screen and then in the description so you can watch them after this video. Okay, watch this one first, and then you can go watch the other videos. But anyways, the No Weapon Challenge. You might be a little confused, saying to yourself, every character that you choose on this game has a starting weapon. That is true, but this little fellow right here, Big Trouser, his starting weapon is the candy box. That's a funny little thing right there, because it itself isn't a weapon. When you hop into a game, what it does is it brings up this menu where you can pick any weapon that you want, any unevolved base weapon. So we have everything from Victory Sword, I didn't mean to do that, to Whip. And it just gives you whatever you want, but you also might have seen that there was a skip button there, and that essentially starts you into the game with no weapon, and you can just keep it that way by banishing every weapon you come across. We can start out, give ourselves a little heads up by using the seal function and the power-ups. You can buy this seal upgrade, which lets you kind of pre-banish weapons from your collection. So the maximum is 10, I just banished the first 10 base weapons, and we'll just have to buy extra banishes from the merchant when we get there, because we are going to be playing on inverse mode. That is one big part of this challenge. We're not going to be using eggs, because I know you can't see right now because I'm blocking it with my fat head, but I have 2,500 on Trouser, and that'll be a little too easy with the setup that we're going for today. But max weapon 1, which doesn't really matter anyways because we're not going to be getting any weapons. Unfortunately, you can't set that to 0. We're going to be playing on Library because this is probably going to be the easiest map to do this on. Inverse mode, Limit Break, it's probably not going to end up doing anything. Not endless. We're using Arcanas. And I've seen, let's see, we're just going to do skip and then, oh, it went away, but we're starting off with Blood Astronomia. The other videos I've watched, I've seen them start off with Heart of Fire, which is smart. You explode when you run into enemies. I've seen them start with Divine Bloodline so that the retaliatory damage with armor and whatnot does damage to the enemies. But I think Blood Astronomia is really the sleeper here because, you know, all of these weapons, you know, obviously we can't use any of these, but Magnet, the orb, every character starts with a little bit of Magnet, and then obviously we can get a Trapped Orb because it's not a weapon, it's just a passive, and we can increase that. It also scales. It scales with Magnet, and it scales with amount, so Duplicator is going to be an important part of this build also. So we can get that, and because I have the Curse and the Charm on, this is a little scary. We're going to go ahead and buy an extra card. We're going to buy all the banishes we can. Might as well get rerolls and skips because we have money to burn through. And then we're going to go for Silent Old Sanctuary because this little red ring, this kind of like faux garlic that's around us, it is affected by cooldowns, so we're going to be getting the empty tome that's on the stage as well. But yeah, see, we are getting levels. I should have gone for that green gem. See if I can get there without dying. And see, we have 23 banishes. I'm hoping that's going to be enough for every weapon so that we don't have to accidentally pick one up. Okay, so we died. It's not the end of the world. Probably going to be doing a lot of that. I might be skipping around, you know, cutting this video down between attempts of this challenge because it is a little spicy. It can get a little spicy. But basically, what we're going to be going for is we're going to be banishing every weapon we come across. I've also seen people do this challenge with Divano, just having Laurel as their one weapon, because it technically doesn't do any damage, but it is a weapon, so it's just nice and satisfying to have that empty box in the top corner. I think that's just a fun little novelty that you can do. Also, something that something that the Blood Astronomia has over the Divine Bloodline is that you can just destroy the light sources without having to damage an enemy nearby. Same thing with the Heart of Fire. I can just run into these candelabras and destroy them. And for that reason, we are also going to be picking up Clover as a part of our build to hopefully get more chickens out of those if we ever get in any sticky situations where a hot, juicy piece of chicken might save us. But essentially, we're just going to be going for a couple passives. I've done a little bit of testing with this. Based on the wiki, it says that this Blood Astronomia scales with might. I think that might have to do... Ooh, a track door. There we go. See, that increases the range of our faux garlic. I'm just going to call it that because I think that makes sense to me. That increases our area. And the duplicator, the amount, is going to increase the actual damage output. So you can see right now, we're pretty much doing between 1 and 10 damage, just about. And doing a duplicator and getting extra amount on our character is, I believe, going to increase that up to a maximum of like 10 to 20, I think, based on the testing I did earlier. Which isn't a lot, but we're also not getting a lot of XP, so we're not leveling up very much, so our enemies aren't getting very strong. We're also going to take Pomarola, just because we're going to be taking a lot of damage, and the extra regeneration is going to be very valuable in those sticky situations where maybe a floor chicken isn't available to us. But back to the wiki, it did mention that, so I'm not going to be taking spinach. Based on my testing, I think the might scaling that was mentioned on the wiki has to do with the damage areas from Blood Astronomia generated from other weapons. So I don't think the magnet area actually gains any damage from might. I tested it a few different ways with spinach and Turon's box and changing the power-up on the main menu, and I don't think that this specific damage zone increases with might, which is a bit unfortunate. Let's just go for more Tracked Orb, get as much area as we can so we don't have to get too close to these guys, and just try our best to bob and weave until we slowly get enough XP to hopefully get a duplicator. So that's really going to be what changes the game here, is getting the duplicator and the extra amount is essentially going to double our damage output. And what else? Let's see. I might actually, so if we get far enough, in my testing, I never actually got to 5 minutes, so 4 minutes where we are now, this is pretty much as far as I went with the testing because I didn't want to spoil anything. These freezes are also very, very useful, as you can see, because if we don't take any damage, we can just run around and kind of willy-nilly get a lot of damage on these enemies. Ooh, more chicken. I've seen a lot of people also take, in these similar kind of challenges, take Saraband of Healing so that the passive healing and things like chickens and Pomarola do extra damage to the enemies. I didn't include that in my build because I think I have some other spicy ideas. I'm not even entirely sure if we're going to get to 11 minutes and get a third Arcana. Ooh, this is huge. Now this is huge. We are going to be taking Empty Tome later, but we're going to get it off the stage just because that's free. Candle, we're not going to be getting because that actually doesn't affect the area of our... did we want armor? I don't think we actually want armor. I think we're going to be maximizing for Blood Astronomia, and armor doesn't do anything. I keep looking over to this list I have on my other monitor, so I'm actually I'm gonna banish, I think, the Swallow Heart, get that out of there. Maybe that was a waste, to waste a banish on, we're gonna take Torrona just because that's gonna be useful later for, if we end up getting Heart of Fire, because that does scale with might. Let's banish Bracelet. I'm not even entirely sure if we're going to get to 11 minutes and get any extra cards, but if we do, we are going to go for Heart of Fire, because in the instance that we do, run into enemies and do the explosion damage from Heart of Fire, that does scale with might and area, so that's where Torrona's box comes in. I am probably going to hopefully banish it at level 9, just because we don't need the extra curse. We already have 200% from the level. More Torrona. Take all that we can. We're also going to be getting clover. We want the extra luck to maybe get more chickens from more light sources, just to save us, just in case. And obviously duplicator. We haven't gotten duplicator yet. That's pretty unlucky. Every time I've tested, I've gotten duplicator within the first handful of levels. So, I don't know, did I accidentally banish duplicator or something stupid like that? I don't think so. I feel like I would have remembered that, but also that's something that I would definitely do on accident. So this is just going to be a lot of kind of bobbing and weaving, trying to dodge these enemies while they slowly get ticked down by the Blood Astronomia. This is also the maximum amount of attract orb that we're going to get. So this is a pretty decent sized area, but it's not like we're going to be covering the screen, at least not without eggs. Like I said, if I turned on eggs, I'd pretty much be one-shotting literally everything, and that's not much of a challenge. I also really didn't want to go for Wicked Season because that would be a little too much of a challenge. I really don't think we'd even last a minute with that. But who knows, maybe this goes really well. We can retry it with some different strategies. I also did another round of testing where I used Game Killer just right off the bat. Ooh, these orbs, these vacuums. No, not useful. I guess we have a huge pickup range, so we're pretty much getting every gem that we're killing. So maybe those magnets aren't useful after all. But I did some testing with Game Killer, and it's a lot harder without the Silent Old Sanctuary to get our first kill on an enemy. But once we do, it's just kind of exponential growth, because every gem that fires off and explodes on an enemy pretty much one-shots them and then just generates, you know, just an infinite feedback loop of projectiles that we can fire off. And I also didn't go too far with that, because if this goes well, we might try another round, a different technique. Oh, that is huge. That is massive. And we got the chest, and we got duplicator. Okay, this is going well. I think this is a guaranteed duplicator, right? Yeah. Alright, so now we should be doing a lot better, because we should be doing up to 20 damage, so we're pretty much doing twice the damage right now. Killing things twice as fast, getting twice as many levels. But I think that's as much damage as we're going to be getting until we get Heart of Fire. I think I want to go Heart of Fire instead of Divine Bloodline because it scales with Might. Divine Bloodline scales with Curse, and I don't think I want to get any more Curse. So as soon as we get Divine Bloodline, we're not going to be getting any more damage from it. It's just going to be a flat rate, a flat output. So I think, if anything, we might, if by some miracle we get to 22 minutes, take Saravan of Healing, just for the little extra bit of damage, and also extra healing. Extra passive healing and extra healing from chickens and whatnot. But our last, let's see, we want spinach, because it looks like we might actually get to 11 minutes. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill the boss without getting a lucky crucifix, a lucky screen clear, screen wipe. I've heard people refer to that in so many different ways. I always get so confused. Gotta resist the urge to just take whatever weapon you see, because that's not what we want. We might also need to reevaluate this and take Tiragasu, because we already burned through our revival, and it's looking pretty hairy right now, unless we can get some chickens, or, yep, there we go. No, I think that's it. Alright, so I'm gonna cut to another run where hopefully we're around the same mark with the same build, so I'll be right back with that. Alright, so I'm going to come back into the video here because I know we're like 6 minutes behind, but we're back to having 5 passives. I think that's what we had last time. But instead, I think, what did I have last time? I got Pomarola. I had Pomarola, I think, instead of spinach, maybe? I can't remember. You know, you just saw it like 2 seconds ago. But anyways, I just wanted to keep re-rolling the beginning until we got either Attract Orb or Duplicator as our first item, just because that I just wanted to give myself a little bit of a leg up. And obviously we're doing pretty well this time, since we're at 5 out of 6 items 3 minutes in instead of 9 minutes in, so that's much better. Just a little tip, if you wanted to try this and you want to kind of min-max as much as possible, Obviously, the first thing you want to do is take a passive item that's in your build. If you don't have a new, like for example, Cane Labrador isn't in my build, but I don't want to banish any passives. I just want to banish weapons. And if there's multiple weapons in your options of things to pick from your level, you want to banish the more common weapon if you can, because banishing a super rare weapon isn't really going to help out in the first, early portion of the run, because I'd rather banish. I don't even know which one of these is more rare, but I think you know what I'm talking about, right? You understand, or maybe you don't. Maybe I'm just being stupid and just rambling, which happens. It'd be like that sometimes. But we got a little bit. We actually got a lot more lucky. We got Duplicator way earlier, I think. I'm not sure exactly when I got Duplicator last time, but we're already at level 2. We're already at max Attract Orb. All we need now is, let's see, we need Pomarola, and then we can go over and get Empty Tome, which is going to help a lot. Because like I said, this area of the damage zone, which for some reason I didn't put it together. This area of the damage zone is the exact same as our pickup range, which makes sense, obviously. But for some reason I just didn't put two and two together in my head until just a few minutes ago before I cut back in. But, oh, see, that's what that plover's for. 3 chickens right there. Now, if we would just have Saraband of Healing, that would have been huge. Huge damage. Because I think it doubles... It doubles the incoming healing, and then does that amount of healing as damage to the enemies. So we would have done, like, what? 270 damage right there? That would have been huge. But anyways, we're not going to go for Saraband of Healing until... Ooh! Vacuum, that's useful. It's very useful. Just give her a silver win, get out of here. No one likes you. What was I saying? I forget what I was saying. Anyways, just tangents. We're just going on tangents right now. Ooh. Tempting, but we really want that Pomarola just as a little safety, as a little backup. Right now, with our current build, Torrona and Spinach aren't really doing anything for us. So you could possibly take armor if you are planning on going the Divine Bloodline route instead of Heart of Fire. But I think Heart of Fire is going to do better for us because Divine Bloodline scales with Curse, and I really don't want that level 9 Torrona. I think that's just going to be a little too much for us to handle. We're already struggling with the Curse and the Charm power-ups right now. Oh, another Hot Cheeto. Seems like we're only getting passives right now. Do we banish every weapon? I feel like that's not enough weapons, but I don't know. Let's just keep taking Torrona. I probably don't want to get Torrona past maybe like level 5, just in case we get like a Penta chest or something. And I don't want to accidentally get level 9 Torrona. Also, you might notice that I am playing on keyboard and mouse right now by the way that I only have 8 directions I can move in. I do have a controller that I usually like to play with. Yeah, there's more weapons. I thought so. We were just getting lucky with our draws right there. I usually use a controller, but it's a Switch Pro controller, and it works fine on my Switch, but for some reason, the last couple times I've tried to use it on my PC, it just like goes crazy. I don't know, it's very strange, so maybe I just need to like clean the joysticks or something. There's like some grime, a little too much Dorito dust and Mountain Dew goo in there. But we just need Pomarola, pretty please. If I honestly, by level 40, if I don't get Pomarola, I might just take like armor in place if I see it before that, because I've seen armor a handful of times, but not Pomarola. I'm not sure how that the statistics go on how rare those two passes are compared to each other. It seems like right now Pomarola is much more rare than armor, but it is what we need, so we're gonna go for it. We're gonna wait out. We're gonna hold out, even though Empty Tome will be very helpful. Because this not Divine Bloodline, Blood Astronome, man. They both have blood in the name. It's confusing for a stupid person like me. the Blood Astronomia actually does get affected by cooldown, which is why we took Silent Old Sanctuary. And the retaliatory damage, obviously that's only when you get hit, so cooldown doesn't really match. There we go, Pomerola! And we're getting close to... Oh, also I didn't burn through my revival until right now, ironic. But it's good that we lasted almost 8 minutes until burning through that. Hopefully we can get Empty Tome without dying. Maybe we can get lucky with some... with the light sources. Is it looking a little... Ah! Damn it! Died again. Alright, I guess I'll be back with another lucky run. Just give me a second. Another 15 minutes or so of re-rolling the runs until we get lucky. Alright, so I'm coming back in again. Again early. We're only at 4 minutes again. But as you can see, we have all 6 of our items that we wanted. We got really lucky with 2 Hot Cheetos right next to each other with the 3-minute boss. So we can pretty much speedrun Empty Tome right now. And I think that's really going to do it for us. Really put us a step ahead. This Hot Cheeto's really helping out. I think, if anything, Clover, out of what we have to upgrade still, we still need another Unduplicator, so that's important, and 1 more on Attract Orb. But for right now, Spinach and Torrona aren't doing anything for us, and Clover helps a lot with chickens and screen clears and freezes and spicy Cheetos. Speaking of chickens, there we go. Very helpful. So we're gonna hopefully speedrun Empty Tome. We have 3 of them on the stage, so that's pretty helpful. Would have been nicer if we had 4, but beggars can't be choosers. You can't have your cake and eat it too. No idea what that saying even means, but it is a saying. I think for the most part, we're gonna rely on Hot Cheetos and screen clears to take care of bosses, just because doing 20 damage like twice a second is not enough to realistically take out any boss, even these easy mummies. It just takes way too long, especially when they get buried in the middle of a group like that and you essentially aren't hitting them at all. So we're just gonna hold out until maybe we get Heart of Fire, and then our Spinach and our Torrona's box can finally become useful to us. And it looks like we're coming up on our first Empty Tome. This is going to be huge. This is going to be a game changer for us. Because I think with maximum cooldown reduction, the Blood Astronomia hits, I think, 4 times a second. Huge. And we got the boss with that. Alright, Torrona. We actually... Okay, it's only level 3, so that's good. We gotta keep an eye on that level and what boxes we're picking up. We don't want to accidentally get level 9. Okay, there's our last duplicator. I'm just gonna go for the Empty Tomes on the floor, just because we really aren't getting too much XP right now. And oh, freeze, that's huge. Alright, makes it way easier to just speedrun this. Yeah, because the Blood Astronomia, it doesn't get any more powerful than it is right now. Just hitting faster is going to be the biggest thing to help us out. Also, I've noticed that these green bush things that are flying around, I don't know what those are actually called, but they luckily die in 1 hit, so that's good. These skeleton dudes. So I'm not smart. I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't read the code of this game like other Vampire Survivors YouTubers might. I just play it. Also, we died again, but luckily we still have our revival. Hopefully we can do this. It seems like the 7-8 minute wave is really where it starts getting tough. Let's go ahead and actually no, we're gonna get the level 4 Empty Tome, just because that's gonna help out a lot. We just need to do a better job of bobbing and weaving. We also don't want to accidentally get screen clear. That's huge. That's massive. That is so helpful. I'm just gonna banish. I don't think the extra Attract Orb is super helpful right now. That is, the chicken and the vacuum. I didn't even see 2 candles on top of each other right there. But hopefully we can evade our enemies and get lucky light source drops. until we can hopefully... Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, well, this run was dead anyways. I did not mean to spawn the Guardian. Man, this is... Is this possible? Can we do this without the retaliatory damage? I've seen people get, like, close to 20 minutes, but maybe this isn't the strat. I don't know. Well, I'll try again before changing up the strategy. Alright, I'm gonna jump in again here around 4 minutes to say that I am switching up the strategy a little bit. I'm gonna be taking Tiragasu instead of Torrona right now, just because it seems like we get 7-8 minutes in and we just die. Those enemies just do way too much, or they tank way too many hits for us. So we're gonna go Tiragasu. Maybe if by some chance we run through our revives without taking up Empty Tome, we can get that. We can get Torrona and then Empty Tome, but I don't think that I don't think taking Torrona and Spinach is a good idea. We need the little safety, the backup of the 2 extra revivals, which so far we haven't gone through any of the revivals, and we have been getting pretty lucky with our upgrades. I got both Duplicator and Attract Orb fairly early, and Pomarola. I got a triple chest and maxed out Pomarola in like 15 seconds, which was huge. And we're just gonna try to get back to where we were. Oh, we have all 5 items now. We can go for Empty Tome. Oh, that's good. That's good. We just gotta make our way over there. We haven't gotten any spicy Cheetos yet. Oh, what happened there? My audio like cut out. That was strange. Was that just on my end, or was that in the video too? Interesting. Alright, we're gonna keep banishing weapons. And there's our first Empty Tome. I'm gonna try not to summon the Guardian on accident here. We only have 2 Empty Tomes on the stage this time, which, you know, kind of stinky, but we will manage. I'm actually gonna go for Clover here. I want Max Clover. It's really gonna help out with these light sources. I'm gonna take some hits here just to avoid spawning the Guardian. That's another thing that I hear people call this guy so many different names. I'm not sure what to say in reference to him. Oh, okay, it's these guys. It's like these skeleton guys with the swords. These guys just blow through our health bar. They do so much damage. They're not taking like any knockback. Well, actually, this damage zone doesn't do any knockback, so I guess that's not the right way to put it. But they just have so much health that we can barely make our way through them, make through their health bar. I should look up what they're called and how much base health they have, because it seems like it's a lot. Taking a lot of hits. Has to be like at least, I don't know, 50 or something, I would guess. Again, I don't really know anything about this game, I just kind of guess. I don't know any of the deep lore. Okay, don't summon the Guardian, don't summon the Guardian. We still have revives, It's getting a little dicey. Okay, there's our second one? Okay, we have one more. We have one more revive. Hopefully we don't have to go through it. We're still only at 7 minutes, so we have 4 more until we can possibly get Heart of Fire. I think that's still what we're going to go through. That's why I took Spinach. Because it is more... Is it more might than Torrona? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the math on that. I'm hoping it was the right decision, because I would rather have less might from Spinach and not risk getting the 100% curse from level 9 Torrona from like a chest or something, or just accidentally upgrading it, because that's something I would probably do. Okay, thank goodness we needed those chickens. We need some hot Cheetos or some screen clears. I'm not getting too many of those. Well, I think these ghosts might be some easier enemies to kill. than the skeletons with the swords. I also want to start heading more towards the middle of the map, because I also don't want to accidentally run to the Guardian again. That's something I will probably end up doing if I'm not careful, which I usually am not. I just focus on one thing and nothing else exists. Well, we're kind of back pretty close to where we were with our first run that was doing pretty well. We got to, I think, exactly 9 minutes before we died. I'm going to take the Empty Tome there. I think maxing Empty Tome is going to be huge. We're going to be at... Oh, we're actually going to be at max cooldown reduction, so that's nice. I guess the math checks out on that. One weapon with level 5 Empty Tome. Can we maybe even get one of these bosses? I don't think so. Oh, we're doing pretty good damage on these skeletons and ghosts, or mummies, I guess. So this level 9 farm wave might be good for us. Hopefully it is. Just keep banishing weapons. Hopefully we have enough banishes to get all of them, or else we're gonna get like 12 minutes in and just not be able to do it anymore because we're forced to pick up a weapon. Oh, we can almost stand still if it weren't for the bosses. God, Shadow Pinion, that's one of the worst weapons. Oh, we even get a chest. Nice, okay. Spinach, not super useful. I think that's the only one. Yeah, that's the only one that we can even upgrade. So we're kind of just waiting for our next card. Heart of Fire. That's what we're gonna go for. See how that scales. 7 vanishes left. I think we're getting close. Let's like a lot of weapons down there. I want to do as many kills as I can during this farm round, even if it means taking some damage. Because at the very least, we could always get some light sources going. Like that. I'd love to see some chicken and some orbs. We're probably gonna have to rely on a screen clear or a hot Cheeto to get rid of the bosses. We did end up getting the mummy boss without needing either of those, so maybe just over time we can get one of these guys. But really, I want to focus when it spawns on the 11-minute boss, the little bat that will drop our chest for the Arcana. Arcana, it's another one. It's another one of those words I hear people go back and forth on all the time. And, oh, look at that. Okay, that didn't actually take as long as I was thinking. I think that's, oh no, level 3, okay. So we still have 2 more levels on that. Hopefully Heart of Fire does as much damage as much damage as I'm hoping it does. Also, hopefully there's not more weapons of this, because we have 2 banishes left and we can't buy any more. There's as many as we got. So if more than 1 weapon shows up on the next level screen, we're kind of screwed. We'll have to run through our skips, and then eventually just the challenge will end, because we'll be forced to pick up a weapon. I don't know, maybe we could try and hold off for as long as possible without banishing Laurel, and just take that, and just be like, well, we went 15 minutes without a weapon, and then we took the 1 weapon that doesn't do damage, and just kind of roll with it. Ah! Yeah, that's more than 1 weapon. Alright, and yeah, we did banish Laurel already, so let's get rid of Cherry Bomb, and just see how long we can go with our skips. Yeah, sadly, without using eggs for extra banishes, this challenge isn't like really super possible, at least not getting to 30 minutes. Unless we take Game Killer for our our card once we kill this guy. Because then, we're not going to get any weapons because we're not going to be leveling up. But also, I feel like that'd be a little bit of a cop-out because Game Killer does so much damage. At least it did in early game. I'm not sure how much it does late game. Maybe we'll go with that just so that we can avoid getting a weapon. Just have the true spirit of the challenge for as long as possible. Maybe we should do that. I think we should do that. Get Game Killer and see how far we can get with truly 0 weapons. Looks like we're not going to get much further with our revive, so this is our last life. Hopefully we can get some candles. Hello, candles! Chicken, thank you, thank you, thank you. Still not a single hot Cheeto. Okay, freeze, that's good. I'm not sure where the bats are. No, we didn't miss a chest. I can't even tell if it's in there because everything's blue. It just all blends in together. Oh, there they are. Alright, please. I need a candle here. I need a candle here. I need a candle here. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it there. This challenge, it doesn't seem like, unless you take Game Killer, is entirely doable, because eventually you are gonna have to pick up a weapon unless you use eggs, and in which case I'll just show that off how incredibly easy this would be with eggs. It's just silly. Like, look at this. I just stand still and like, that's it, we're done. And we have 34 banishes without even buying any extras. Like, come on, dude. This, like, isn't even fun. It's just free. It's just completely free. Oh, we already have the maximum. Oh my god, all these levels. This is insane. Man, eggs are crazy. I've been playing a lot of the mobile version of this, and I'm just barely getting to the point where I'm actually accumulating eggs on characters. This is insane. How much damage are we doing? Almost 100 damage. Look how big this thing is! It covers more than the whole screen! This is insane. Eggs are crazy, dude. Eggs are absolutely cracked. But yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do. This is just a fun little showcase for a, it's a cool challenge. Switch things up sometimes if you get a little bored of this game, if you're like me and have 150 hours, plus however, I don't know, 50 or so. Oh, I punched my microphone, sorry. 50 or so on mobile, so, just a little extra bit of spice to change things up. Maybe I'll try this again with another build, maybe starting off with Heart of Fire or Divine Bloodline or Game Killer, see how far I can get with those. But that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I got other videos on my channel that you'll probably enjoy. And if you want to see more of this kind of content in the future, more Vampire Survivors videos, some other types of videos, you can subscribe here on YouTube, get notified when I post those videos, see those in your subscription feed. And I also stream on Twitch 4 days a week, so you can watch me on Twitch, and I'll have a link to that in my Discord server in the description. So if you want to join and hang out, you can feel free to do that. It's very appreciated. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.